Today I'm doing a bit of experimentation with the spray paints, and I'm going to be using my skills. So I've been spray painting for over 12 years professionally, using stencils on wood. I'm going to be using my skills to see if it's possible to stencil onto a t-shirt as a way of making something that maybe I can sell or at least use myself. I'm actually going to a football game this weekend, so the plan is rather than buying a t-shirt, I'm going to make my own, see if it comes out all right. And I'm also going to think maybe long term, if I can start making spray painted art onto t-shirts, might become something that's of use. And any spray painters out there, let's see how it's done. First thing I thought, rather than use my dusty old desk here that's got loads of paint on it, get a clean table, because if you've got a t-shirt that's white and you lay it out on a load of dusty old spray painted work surface, it's going to pick up the grime. So just lay it carefully out on a clean surface before you get going. That's a good tip there. The front design I'm going to use is just a replication of the football team that I follow here, and it does lend itself well to stenciling. On the stenciling thing, I've seen other videos on YouTube where people use spray paints to spray onto t-shirts, and they've not recommended stencils, but I can't think of anything better than stencils because it keeps the lines clean, means you can repeat the design. So I definitely think stencils are the way to go if you're going to be using spray paints onto fabric, definitely. So you can see the design more closely here over my workbench, and I've just placed on top some clear acetate. I'm not going to use paper or card for this because I want to be able to repeat the design a number of times. And it's also slightly easier for cutting. And this is a low micron acetate, and I'm just going to use a Sharpie just to trace around the outline of this design very quickly. So simple as this, just take it round. Now I'm not too religious when I go round tracing because I don't mind a little bit of artistry. I'm not trying to replicate it 100%. So I don't mind it if it's a little bit wibbly wobbly, and that sort of suits the style of spray paints. Now this is always the bit you've got to think about with lettering, which is when you're faced with this bit, which is totally circled by what you want to paint, you've got to leave these little gaps in there. Otherwise, this hole is just going to be a complete thing. It's kind of difficult to explain, but basically I call them little islands of colour. So you've got to make sure that by leaving these little gaps, that will be left in the middle as part of the stencil. I then fire up, I've got an Antec Master Cutter, which is standard sort of fare for cutting stencils, and then just fire into the stencil which I've traced round for the football team logo, Nottingham Forest. Right, so the stencil's cut over there. Next thing is I'm conscious that when I spray through the fabric, or if you spray at home with your design and don't put something in between, you're going to get the paint going from front to back. So I've just got this box here and I'm going to just chop out a section. And then with that section, open up the t-shirt and slide it in. Nice and central. I've actually tucked the arms underneath the piece of cardboard so that when I'm spraying, there's no chance of the overspray getting onto parts of the t-shirt that I don't want the paint to be on. Got the stencil here, clear acetate, as you know, and then just carefully lay this out. Laid out like that. I'm going to just actually put a couple of nails in the middle just to weight it down. And with that, just placing that on the top, that will stop the underspray going off. Now the acetate's large enough to overlap the end, so you're not going to have that problem. When I've seen different artists doing stenciling here, I see a load of overspray. So that's something you're going to avoid in my videos, because overspray is the enemy of a stencil artist. Okay, here we go. The dog's ready for it as well. Now my team's colour is red, So I'm going to start with actually a dark red, move the stencil a couple of millimeters after it's dried, and then spray a different colour red. And this gives this kind of 3D effect, the simplest thing to do. Now let's start. Lightly do it with this red. It's a burgundy red. Looking good. I'm just going to move the stencil ever so slightly, and you see it's just revealing a bit of white. And on top of that, I've got this mid red. Gently put that on there as well. She'll give a bit more of a painterly effect. I'm going to weight that bit down. Right, I know the temptation now is to whip this stencil off straight away in the excitement, but I'm going to leave it just for a few minutes to let, I'm actually not bothered about the fabric, it's more the wet on the stencil. When I move that off, that could easily catch on the white. So just be patient at this point. Right, time for the big reveal. Taking the weights off gently, then the stencil. And again, let's not speed it up. Let's pop that over there. That looks really good. Let me show you. Fantastic. Just take the board out. There we go. Really happy with that. Now, part of the equation is also the t-shirts as well. And I'm a big fan of Fruit of the Loom. I'd wear them as a t-shirt, good fit. And I find that you can actually buy them on, you know, that big online retailer, South American River, for a pack of 4 for about £12. That works out about £3 a t-shirt. So with cutting the stencils, spending the time on doing that and then being able to repeat them actually makes it a really cost-effective and fun way to make a t-shirt. I'm actually going to make some more now. Yeah, so the experiment's going well, and we're playing a team, Man City, that plays in blue. So I'm going to do a little bit of an underspray with a red on top, but do it with this blue here. So just to get the flow of the can going, and just kind of see if that kind of works. Just doing a few squiggles. The red on top, like that. A bit of an experiment, but let's see if it works. I'm going to go with the light red first. Right, that's dried a touch, so let's see if that looks any good or not. Oh, pretty good with the blue, but it's kind of gone this darker toned underneath, so it's kind of losing a bit of its redness. Good to experiment though. So I'm on about my 4th t-shirt now. I've actually changed the design for the back and I'm really getting into it now. It's actually quite easy to do. Don't mix the colours too much. Keep it simple, one layer. I think that's the key. So now I'm a bit more confident about that nasty overspray. Coming together nicely. And then let's just move it a millimetre. It actually looks nice like that, doesn't it? But obviously I can't spray white onto a white t-shirt, so that wouldn't work at all. Okay, let's do this. I've been doing this not onto t-shirts, but spray painting onto these pieces of wood for a good number of years now. This one will probably be my wife's t-shirt. Yeah, so enough to get coverage, but not too much to saturate. You ready? This is always the fun bit. It works! I'm absolutely loving the design. So the key things I've learned are take your time, keep it simple, use a stencil if you want to spray onto a t-shirt. Remember, the t-shirts are dirt cheap, £3 a t-shirt from Amazon, Fruit of the Loom as well. And check this out, it's a bit niche, but look, this is going to be for the big game. Brian Clough, one of my heroes, Pep Guardiola, one of the greatest ever managers. He's going to get beat on Saturday. So here we are at the big game, and I've got my beautiful Stencil t-shirt on. I've had a lot of love for the design on the back, as you can see just here. Hopefully it's all going to kick off, and we've got the great seat over there. It's all going on. Let's have a little look at the pitch over there. Fantastic job. Here's to a Forest win. Let's do this. Absolutely brilliant. Can't believe I'm here. See Roy Keane at the front. Not gone to plan yet. 1-0 down. I did forget to say, if you enjoyed this video, regardless of the result just here, don't forget to subscribe, make a comment. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall catch you on the next one. Bye.